Hey, you. Okay, let's talk lawns. You look out, maybe after winter, maybe you just want that perfect green carpet, right?
Hmm.
And then you spot them. Those little gifts from your furry friend, and this thought pops in. Just mow it. Quick fix.
Yeah, that shortcut is so tempting, isn't it? I get it.
But is it really solving the problem?
Yeah.
That's what we're digging into today.
Yeah,
Because maybe it's not the magic trick we think it is.
exactly. It feels like it disappears, but what the mower is actually doing is, well, something else entirely.
Right. So that's our mission for this deep dive. We've got some info here, kind of a Doggie Doodies deep dive, as it were.
Mm.
And we want to really understand why dog waste isn't fertilizer and, what mowing over it actually means for your lawn and even inside your house.
Okay, so let's just tackle that big myth straight up. Mowing over dog poop makes it go away.
Yeah, vaporized, gone.
Ha, if only. No. What really happens is the mower blades hit it, chop it up into smaller bits, and then kind of smear and spread it all over the lawn.
Ugh. So less disappear and more like,
Yeah.
well, like you're decorating your lawn with poop confetti. Not ideal.
Not ideal at all. And this is where people get a bit confused, I think, because
Yeah.
they know cow manure is good for gardens, right?
Right. Everyone knows that. So
Mhm.
natural assumption. Animal waste, good for grass.
But that's the key difference we need to unpack. They're not the same. Not at all.
Okay, so why is cow manure the good guy here?
Well, think about what cows eat. It's basically grass, hey?
Yeah.
Plants, right? Their whole diet is plant-based.
Mm-hmm.
So their digestive system breaks down that plant material, and the manure is full of nutrients derived from plants, which decompose nicely and feed the soil. It's like recycling plant matter.
Got it. Plant food goes in, plant food comes out, basically. So dogs, different story.
Totally different story. Dogs are carnivores, or omnivores, right? Their diets are much higher in protein. Meat. Kibble with meat meal.
Yeah, definitely not just eating grass, usually.
Exactly. And because of that high protein diet, their waste is chemically very different. It tends to be quite acidic.
Acidic. Okay, I see where this is going. Acid isn't usually good for grass, is it?
Nope. Unlike the beneficial nutrients in manure, that acid can actually burn your lawn. That's where you get those yellow or brown dead-looking patches.
The treaded lawn burn spots.
Right.
So mowing over it isn't fertilizing. It could actually be damaging the lawn directly.
Precisely. But the acidity isn't the only issue. It gets a bit more concerning when you think about what else is in that waste.
Right, because it's not just digested food, is it? There can be other stuff in there.
Yeah, unfortunately. Stuff we really don't want spread around our yards, or worse, tracked into our homes.
Okay, let's brace ourselves. What are you talking about? Bacteria.
That's a big one. The source material mentions things like E. coli and salmonella. These aren't just, abstract germs. They can cause real illnesses in people and pets.
Yikes. Okay, so spreading that around with a mower,
Yeah,
not great.
definitely not great. And then there are parasites, things like roundworm eggs, hookworm eggs. These can be surprisingly tough.
They survive in the soil.
They can, sometimes for quite a while. So mowing over infected poop, you're essentially helping those parasite eggs find new homes all over your lawn.
Ugh. Okay, bacteria, parasites.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, there's the obvious stuff too,
Well, yeah.
right?
Absolutely. Let's not forget the smell. Mowing might chop it up, but it doesn't usually eliminate the odor. It might even stir it up a bit.
Lovely. And the visual. Those little bits probably stain the grass blades, don't they?
They certainly can. You end up with these brownish-green smears or discolored patches that just look messy.
And even if you can't see the tiny bits, they're still there, right? Affecting the soil,
Yeah.
getting on shoes.
Exactly. That residue can build up in the soil over time, potentially harming the soil health. And yes, those little particles dry out, stick to shoes, stick to paws, and walk right into your house.
Okay, message received. Mowing over it is bad. Definitely not the solution. So what is the solution then? How do we manage this without just spreading the problem?
Well, the most effective way is pretty straightforward, really. You got to get it out of there. Regular, thorough removal.
Makes sense. Pick it up, dispose of it properly, don't chop it up.
Right. And this is where professional services come in, like the one mentioned in our source, Doggie Doodies dog waste removal. They basically offer a complete solution.
So instead of me grabbing the bag and scoop every day or week, they handle it.
That's the idea. They come to your yard on a schedule and clear it all out. They take it away so those bacteria and parasites we talked about are gone, not just, relocated.
Okay, that sounds convenient. What kind of options do they offer? Is it like a one-size-fits-all thing?
No, it looks pretty flexible, actually. They have different frequencies. You can get weekly service, which is probably most common.
Right.
Or if you have multiple dogs, or maybe just a smaller yard that gets used a lot, they offer twice weekly service.
Okay.
Then there's bi-weekly, like every other week.
Mm.
Even once a month, or just one-time cleanups if you need a reset, maybe after winter or before a party.
Lots of choices. Doesn't matter where in the yard, like front yard versus back.
Good question. Yes, you can specify. They offer backyard only, front yard only, or a front and backyard service. And the one-time cleanups also have those location options, so you can really tailor it.
That's pretty smart. And I saw something about a free first cleanup.
Yeah, that's a nice perk. For their recurring plans, weekly, twice weekly, bi-weekly, the first cleanup is free. Doesn't apply to the once a month or one time, but it's a great way to try them out without commitment on the regular schedules.
Definitely lowers the barrier to entry. Okay, so convenience is clear, flexibility too, but letting people into your yard,
Yeah.
you need to trust them, right? What about reliability and, professionalism?
Absolutely crucial. And the info we have does touch on that. First off, they mentioned being a licensed and legitimate business. That's a basic but important sign of accountability.
Good starting point. What else?
Background check team members. That definitely adds a layer of security and peace of mind for homeowners.
For sure. Knowing who is coming onto your property.
And this one's really important given our earlier discussion. They disinfect their tools and equipment between yards.
Oh, that I is important.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not accidentally carrying anything from one lawn to the next.
Exactly. It prevents cross-contamination, which is critical when you're dealing with potential bacteria or parasites.
Okay, that's reassuring. Anything else on the trust front? Contracts.
They specifically say no long-term contracts, and you can pause the service if you go on vacation or something. Seems pretty customer-friendly.
Flexibility again. What about cost? Is it going to break the bank?
They position themselves as offering top-tier service without breaking the bank. So aiming for affordability. And I like this bit. We don't judge whether it's one dog or a whole pack.
Huh. That's good. No poop shaming.
Right. It takes away any awkwardness. They also seem big on communication service alerts so you know when they're coming. And they even send a photo confirming your gate is closed when they leave.
Oh, the gate photo. That's brilliant. Every pet owner worries about that.
It's a small detail, but it shows they're thinking about the customer's peace of mind. Plus, they have an online client portal for managing everything, scheduling, billing, etc.
Makes life easier. Sounds like they've thought through the customer experience. Rewards programs, perks.
Yep. There's a Paw Points Rewards program and a Refer a Friend program where both people save money. They also mention helping if you move within their service area, offering e-gift cards.
Gift cards for poop scooping. Actually, that's a pretty practical gift for a dog owner.
Totally. And they have something called exclusive VIP bonus cleanups for qualifying regular members. So nice little extras for loyalty.
Okay, sounds like a pretty comprehensive service. Where do they actually operate? You mentioned St. Louis area.
Yeah, the list is pretty extensive. Let's see. St. Charles, St. Peters, O'Fallon, Wentzville, Cottleville, Dardenne Prairie. Then over into St. Louis County like Chesterfield, Baldwin, Ellisville, Manchester, Town and Country.
Wow.
Maryland Heights, Crevecoeur, Ladue, Fenton, Valley Park, Eureka. Basically a big chunk of St. Charles County and West-South St. Louis County. And they say, and more. So it's quite a wide net.
So if you're in that general region, there's a good chance they cover your area.
Seems likely. It definitely indicates they're established in the area.
Okay, so pulling it all together. Mowing over dog waste. Bad idea. Spreads germs, parasites, burns the lawn. Looks bad, smells bad.
Pretty much sums it up. It's just not the disappearing act you hope for.
But the alternative, like using a service such as Doggie Doodies, handles the removal properly, safely, and conveniently.
And it actually removes the problem rather than just spreading it around. It leads to a cleaner, healthier yard.
So if people listening are tired of the landmines and maybe just realize their mower isn't a magic wand, how do they find out more or sign up?
Okay, so the best place for details on plans and pricing and to sign up online is their website, www.doggiedoodies.com/pricing-plans list.
Got it. Doggiedoodies.com, then look for pricing plans. And you mentioned a coupon code.
Yeah, they say you can use one at checkout, so worth looking around on their site or maybe promotional materials for one.
Okay. What if people prefer to call or text?
The number is 636-633-3443. That's for calls or texts.
636-633-3443. And email.
It's doggiedoodiestl@hotmail.com.
Okay, doggiedoodystl@hotmail.com. And the main website again is just www.doggiedoodies.com.
Yep, that's the one. We'll make sure all those links and numbers are easy to find in the show notes, of course.
Perfect. So I guess the big takeaway from this deep dive is pretty clear. The dog poop is not fertilizer, folks.
Not even close. And mowing it is really counterproductive if you want a healthy lawn and, frankly, a healthy home environment. It spreads things you just don't want around.
Absolutely. So maybe next time you're surveying the lawn, instead of reaching for the mower key first, maybe think about, well, getting it properly removed. It's about more than just looks.
It really is. It's about health, safety, and just being able to enjoy your yard without worrying about what you might be stepping in or tracking inside.
Definitely. Which kind of leads to a final thought for everyone listening.
Yeah.
What could you do with the time and maybe the peace of mind that you'd gain by, not having to worry about this particular chore anymore? Something to think about.